got some people here just as consumers trying to figure out what Blendcard may be in this market, and then folks doing marketing for businesses here. So you'll hear a message that's good for both. Just to give you a little background of why we're inviting you. My name's Dan, by the way, and I run with Walter here the Autumnal Post and the Save Autumnal Post. And about a month ago, we just happened to meet Paul here, who has really a business solution, a marketing solution that answers some problems that we've been trying to solve in different ways for a really long time. And he had the vision and connections to be able to put something together that we would have had a hard time doing at a local level. So we quickly found a way that we could partner with Paul and asked him to come into the market, partner with us. And we are really excited about what this could mean for Autumnal business owners. Our goal, our business really runs on a lot of the mom and pop shops and the locally owned businesses here. What we're hoping to do with Paul is combining the technology that he has come up with some traditional marketing that we've had some success with here in this market, to basically make marketing far more effective and to give smaller business owners a chance to benefit from the same kind of technology that a place like Hy-Vee might with their Fuel Saver program, or a Starbucks that has a million stores everywhere have been able to do because they have the budget to do it. Hopefully, if we get a few dozen businesses in Ottumwa to jump on board, you're going to have exactly that same kind of power just in this local market. And the key is that it's very simple. So hopefully you're as impressed as I am with Paul's plan and how he lays it out. And what I think was important to Walter and I before partnering with somebody was his goals are similar to ours. His goals are to help solve problems for business owners and smaller business owners. The rest of the world, Silicon Valley, they're going after the big cities, the big chains, but that's not who we deal with on a regular basis. And so to know that Paul's plan was really created with your types of businesses in mind was a good thing for us. And just because of the mutual friends that we have, I know he's a guy that we can trust. And he'll talk a little about the proven, what he's learned in the test markets in Iowa City and Cedar Rapids. So this isn't just a could this happen, it's here's what is actually happening with it. So without rambling anymore, I'll introduce Paul.
Sure.
I always avoid saying his last name. Kongshao?
Kongshao, yeah.
What he said. I just call him Paul.
Yeah, so just a little bit, I guess, a background on me. I grew up in Marengo, Iowa. I went to college at Central College in Pella. I moved to Arizona after graduating. I got a job at a tech startup, got completely addicted to the idea that you could solve problems via technology in a scalable way and all this kind of stuff. I came up with the idea for Blendcard and started working on it on the side. Got a job at GoDaddy.com, which was based out of Arizona. It just so happened that the team of software developers that I worked with were based out of Cedar Rapids, which is where the founder of GoDaddy is from. So I was flying back to Iowa on business on a regular basis, and it started learning more about the entrepreneurial ecosystem and how Iowa is really trying to build something with respect to technology and entrepreneurs and whatnot, and kind of got this idea that I could move back to Iowa to start a tech company, which is not the common path that people take, but it's turned out to be really awesome. I realized that it's a really good test market. There's a lot of small businesses. They're all looking for solutions. They've all seen things come through like the Groupons and daily deals and things like that. The reason I started Blendcard is because I looked at those kinds of things and thought to myself, there needs to be something that's more sustainable over time. Instead of throwing out a big thing, getting people in the door, doing that same thing over and over again, it needs to start to grow more intelligent and collect the right data over time and build a relationship with people. So let me show you a short video that kind of shows the value proposition for our customers. Like, When a customer is getting the Blendcard at the counter of your small businesses, this is a process that has been happening for a long time. Are you a member of our loyalty program? Yes or no? If you're not, join our loyalty program. Here you go. And in the past, it was a branded, it maybe have been a branded card or a paper punch card or whatever. It doesn't matter where they get the card. That card is good at all of the businesses in our network. They come to our website. This is the video that they see, so let me kind of start with that.
Tired of carrying stacks of punch cards, gift cards, and coupons with no idea what they're worth? Wouldn't it be nice to register one card and manage everything in one place? Well, welcome to Blendcard. Blendcard gives you loyalty rewards, coupons, and gift cards to all of your favorite places around town. Oh, and it's free. And every card comes preloaded with deals, and every swipe earns more. All with one card in your pocket. So go ahead, sign up now at Blendcard today. www.blendcard.com.
So the value proposition for customers is very simple. Instead of traditionally me getting a punch card or a loyalty card from a bunch of businesses all around town and then having a giant stack of them, if you're my wife, she has a giant stack of them in her purse. If you just are carrying a wallet, you're going to make a decision on one or two that you might carry. You might carry the grocery card because you shop there enough that it makes sense. You might carry a national, Starbucks card or something like that. And then you might carry one at your absolute favorite local business. If all of the local businesses in an area are fighting with all of the other local businesses for that placement, and they're also fighting with all of the national chains in that area for that placement, everybody is going to get a small group of loyalty customers, and no one wins unless you're one of the big names. So instead, with one card, it doesn't matter if I pick it up at the coffee shop or the restaurant or the dry cleaners, I get the loyalty card. Each individual business has their own loyalty program. It's not combined and I like airline miles or like credit card rewards or something along those lines where I'm just earning towards something I can spend anywhere. Each business actually creates their own custom loyalty program, whether it's 10 cups of coffee to get your 11th free, whether it's spend a certain amount of money and then you get a gift card back. And that's the way our businesses pitch it to their customers. Join our loyalty program. It's loaded on this. Well, what's that? Well, actually, you can use it at a lot of different places around town, and they've all loaded something for free. It's actually really cool. What we've seen in the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids market is that we can get dramatically increase the participation because I'm not making a decision just to carry an individual business's loyalty card. I'm making a decision to register a card that I can use a lot of different places, and there's a lot more value. So when I come to the website and I register, this is what I'll see. I can click on the city drop-down. These are all the cities that we have in Iowa that have at least a few Blendcard businesses. So if I click Cedar Rapids, now I can, it doesn't matter, once again, if I got it at the coffee shop, I come and I discover that Austin Blues Barbecue is on board. I see a logo, a little blurb about their business, hours of operation, where they're located that launches to Google Maps, a link to their website, a link to whatever social media sites that they have. So it's a lot more than just a loyalty program. If you ran your own loyalty program, the only people that you could get on board are customers that you already have and that are already at your counter and that are already spending money with you. If you get on this platform, everyone that has one of these or that gets one of these over time, you have access to those people because they can discover you on our platform. In addition to discovering that you take Blendcard, they also can see what coupons you may have already loaded, whether it's one or multiple ones. They're pushing multiple things. Free dessert if you buy a basket lunch, free small drink if you buy something from the Mexican menu, 10% off catering, 10% off your first visit. So there's single or multiple coupons that you can put on there. Those are all just loaded onto the card. They can only be used once because when I bring my card into the store and they swipe it in store, they redeem whatever coupon the person wants to use on our software. So then it's gone. They don't get it every time they come in. It's just the initial deal or whatever deal you want to put out. And then I can see what their loyalty program is. So 10 visits, and then I get a free basket, 1 swipe per visit. And this program, like I said, can be 10 visits, can be spend a certain amount of money, can be buy 10 cups of coffee or a specific thing that you have to buy. It's totally customizable per business. And then lastly, you can use this as your gift card program. What we've discovered is that all of the businesses that we brought on board had either started their own loyalty program that they may have abandoned, whether it was on cards or whether it was on paper. They have been trying to drive people in the door with deals, with coupons, using various methods, whether it's putting an ad in a paper, whether it's putting deals out on Facebook, whatever it might be. And they have some way of handling gift cards, whether it be on paper, whether they buy their own cards. What we're able to do for them is bring all of these things onto a platform that's trackable. Like, we're doing things that they need to do anyways, but we're doing it on a platform that's trackable. We know, how many people come in, how much money they spend every time they come in, and really what this is all about is collecting data that we can then use to target your ideal customers on the network and drive them into your store. So let me explain what I mean by that. If you did your own program, the only people that you can market to are the people that have already come in and started using, your service or come in and spent money with you. On our platform, right now we've got 40,000 people that are card holders. We start collecting data on where they shop in general. And if you're a restaurant and you're trying to drive people that go out to eat into your store, because those are your ideal customers, we can see how often people go out to eat across our greater network of all of our restaurants and things like that, and allow you to market to those people specifically to try to drive them in the door, because we know they spend a lot of money going out to eat, those kind of things. So in a nutshell, it starts with giving you access to more people than you'd ever have access to, because we already have a lot of card holders. We're going to use a lot of different methods to get cards out into the marketplace. The primary method is all of the businesses in the network hand it out every day to all their customers, so the network can grow very quickly. Beyond that, we're going to work with the chamber and other in Dan's connections to get the card into large employers in the area. She's already mentioned a few that we may be able to get into sooner rather than later, if you want to talk about that for a second.
So Connie was confident, the chamber director, she was confident she could get everyone at JVC, or JVS, sorry, and JVC, the VCR people. She was going to get a few over there also, but I don't know how many of them are in the area. So she could get them in there and in John Deere. Dr. Pepper has already agreed to do this for us. We're going to wait until we get enough people on the platform that there's a real value handing it out. So then you say, hey, there are 10, 15, 20, whatever the number is, businesses on here with offers. Here it is, it's free. Go activate it, it's yours. That's a pretty good thing. Also, Indian Hills, it can be a part of what Indian Hills hands out to new students. There are a lot of ways for us to hand these things out, and because there's no cost to you for these cards, I mean, we want to supply as many as possible to get into people's hands to grow that customer base that's out there.
So each new person that we get one of these cards in their hands, they're coming here, they're going to choose a Tumwa, they're going to see a list of businesses. If you want to be one of the businesses that we drive them to, you just want to be in that list. There's a welcome center in town that they said they're going to start including it as part of a welcome package. They give those to people that come here, whether they're playing a sporting event or whatever.
Yeah, we talked to Connie this morning. She was so enthusiastic. I want to talk to them, I want to talk to them, I want to talk to them. So that's kind of where that list came from.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what we found in the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids area, it grew organically. Like the small businesses started inviting their customers to join, and it grew very quickly and it grew organically. I launched it to businesses there a little over a year and a half ago, and it's grown to 40,000 already. I've learned an enormous amount. We're going to do a better job, and I would say that I'm optimistic about getting even deeper penetration in this market, because I didn't have a media partner that was going to, push the general Blendcard message out on a regular basis like Dan is doing as part of this collaboration. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So what we'll do that Paul hadn't done yet in Iowa City, and still worked on its own. But what we'll be able to do here is every week we'll have an ad in print that will, in the beginning, educate people on Blendcard and also tell them who our partners are on Blendcard. As new people come on board, depending on how many we have at a time, we'll have room to mention some of those specials. So once, in the beginning, we'll be able to say, hey, the first time you swipe at Avenues Rapids, here's what's waiting for you on your Blendcard. Go get a Blendcard. Here's all the places you can go get a Blendcard. On the Atomo Post website, where we're getting, on average, 100,000 page views a week, we'll have an ad that will link to the Atomo page that shows you everything. So it can say, hey, see what's new on Blendcard now. We are working with Paul to get a lot of the artwork that he's used, branding over the last year and a half, that we'll have access to, along with our local partners, and we will be running an Atomo Blendcard Facebook page, an Atomo Blendcard Twitter account, where we can get even more detail. Every day we can send out a message or two as it's appropriate, saying, hey, don't forget Avenues Rapids for lunch today, or don't forget the concert this weekend. Load up your Blendcard now for drink tickets at Old Dominion, or whatever it happens to be. So we can get very specific with that, and that's why having a partner locally, so that Paul doesn't have a million phone calls from every town that he's in, you have a face and you have an office that you can get a hold of and say, hey, I know that probably we're only going to get our own special deal mentioned a couple times on social media this month. Could we make it the 20th because I happen to have an anniversary thing going on right then? But all of that are ways to quickly educate people on something they probably don't even need that much help with, because the most convincing endorsement that they need isn't even coming from us. We're going to be a reminder. But the most convincing endorsement is the first business that hands them a Blendcard is probably somebody they do business with on a regular basis that they trust, who is telling them, hey, this is a good thing, you should use it. That's the biggest sales pitch. Then they use it and see it works. Me personally, when I get a Blendcard in my wallet, I'm not going to even care. I may never go to the website to see what somebody's offering, although I'll have plenty of reminders in the media to do that and to prompt me to do that. All I'm going to know is, hey, they take Blendcard, there's something on here that I want. So I'm just going to get in the habit, and this is what I think Paul has found in the Iowa City market. If there's a sticker on the door that says Blendcard and a little placard on the front of the register that says we take Blendcard, people are swiping the card. That's just the habit. So, one of the questions that we've been asked by the people we've seen in person is, well, how are people going to know what I have on there? Two ways. They're going to discover it. Some people are value shoppers no matter what it is. They peel through our paper every week looking for specific deals, and anybody that has a coupon they're going to consider. That's one part of the market. The other part of the market are the people who are just going to swipe it and because you have it, you think it's cool, and you're in that Blendcard club. And then the other people, will trigger one way or another. The other thing that you can do, I like to use the example of Hy-Vee. They have the fuel saver card. A lot of people swipe that fuel saver card because now they're in the habit of swiping the fuel saver card. They don't know for sure, although Hy-Vee spends a lot of money marketing telling you that this week you can save 16 cents on fuel if you buy this large pizza from the deli. That works on some people. Other people are just in the habit of swiping it saying, I know there's something on here. So I think what we're really going to find is people are going to use it in different ways, but the reality is the total number of people, however they decide to use it, is going to be much larger than the number of people who would just respond to a banner ad online, just respond to a print ad, just respond to the card that you handed them on your own. And collectively, it serves a number of people. And that's what's exciting is I like the idea of an O'Hara Hardware's customer becoming an Appinus Rapid's customer because they discovered you when they registered their card and they thought, oh, what the heck, well, they've got a good deal, let's go try it. Or just seeing the Blendcard logo saying, oh, that's just like, maybe Country Kitchen gets on board, it's just like that. So we're comfortable with it, we're familiar with it, we know how it works somewhere else. The strength of all of you handing things out together and getting on board together is great. And you might wonder, I've had a couple people ask, well, if this works so well, aren't you afraid it's going to put you out of business? And here's what I'll say, we might lose some money with some businesses because obviously Paul's getting a share of this. Walter's just a great negotiator, so Paul's not going to get much. But, so we might have somebody that spends a little bit of money with us now that would convert it. But I think the people who are aggressive, who want to make sure that everyone knows exactly what the special is they loaded on the card, they're going to run the same marketing they always ran. It's just going to say, this coupon is already loaded on your Blendcard. Or, I hate to talk about radio or TV or anything else, but realistically, different media works for different people. If a radio commercial all of a sudden can now say, by the way, we just loaded a $5 coupon for a large pizza on your Blendcard. Now even a radio commercial or a TV commercial has something tangible in a customer's hand that they can go use. Whereas in the past, we kind of cornered the market on that. If you had a print product, you thought that's the only thing you could track. So what we've really done is, this is not a complete marketing solution, although it's pretty good, but it is a great way to increase the number of people who will respond to the marketing you're already doing, and it's a great way to track which of your marketing is actually working really well. So, because when they swipe this card, either in your POS system or in a separate tablet, if we somehow can't get the software onto the POS system that you have, you will be able to track, gosh, we just had that, the only place we put that special was that banner ad on the post. And we got 96 people to swipe it, and 40 of those people had never swiped here before. So now you're not only finding what the response rate was, it's not just an anonymous stack of coupons, it is, you put that in context after a few months of having people swipe and swipe and swipe, you can figure out which of your specials actually bring in new customers versus that I just give 25% off to the people who eat here once a week all the time. So it helps you track and find out what's working in the marketing that you're already doing. So it's not necessarily replacing it all, but it's enhancing it and it's tracking it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, great job. Absolutely. I mentioned gift cards. I didn't go into detail about how that works, but instead of using paper gift cards or instead of using your own branded gift cards, a lot of our businesses now just use this as their gift card solution. So if somebody walks in, I want a $50 gift card, they just grab one of these, swipe it, load $50, and that's what they use for their gift card solution. Because it's just all part of the package, you're not paying separate, and we certainly don't charge per card. I know if you buy your own custom gift cards, they can get really expensive, $1 or $2 in some cases, you know, for a plastic gift card.
I wish there was not this conversation about 3 months ago.
Oh no. And I haven't heard of that. I mean, I've heard of a lot of them, Squirrel and Silverware, and a lot of point of sale systems. I haven't necessarily heard of that one. Do you know if it's a Windows-based system?
All Delaware is the actual company.
Oh, okay. Do you know if it's a Windows-based system? Is it? It is. Okay. As long as we have access to the desktop, and as long as you have an internet connection, we can install this software right on your same point of sale, and you can switch back and forth. So if somebody, if the server came up with, and people pay at the table, right?
No, not where.
People, they give the server the credit card, and the server goes and takes it. They pay from their table. It's okay. That's what I thought.
There's those new places that you just all everybody's paying.
I know. That's what yeah, exactly. No, not the tablets at the table.
Yeah.
All right. So they have they give the credit card and the Blendcard, and they go to do the transaction. They would bring up the Blendcard software. It would have a connected swiper that we would just mount next to it. It may use the integrated swiper that you have as part of it, or we can do a separate one. It depends on whether they've locked that down or whatever. This is what it looks like when I swipe it. So if they've got a gift card balance, that's where it would be. The great majority of the time, there's no balance there. And they'll let you know if they want to use a gift card. Any coupons that they have here are listed here. If the server needs to read the details, they can click that and it says free sushi roll up to $6 with the purchase of a sushi roll. If they want to redeem that coupon, you click redeem. They're automatically going to, in this scenario, they're automatically going to earn one swipe this visit. We could set it so that they have to spend a certain amount in order to earn a swipe, or they get one swipe per $25 spent, or something along those lines, or they just get one. I click submit. It's verifying that they're using this coupon. They're adding one swipe. Now, the next time this customer comes in, that coupon's gone. That's how you redeem a coupon. So it's redeeming the coupon in real time. Once they've used it, it's gone. Now I'm at 4 of 10 swipes, and once I get to 10 of 10 swipes.
But honestly, when you look at it from a marketing perspective and the dollars you might already be spending on gift cards and punch cards and whatever else, I think it's incredibly reasonable. So you'll get all the functionality of the Blendcard plus as many of them as you can hand out. When you go on board, once we've amassed, I think that the number really needs to be 3,000 or 4,000 people who have activated cards in this market before we do this, which I still think could happen very quickly. Then you'll get an email blast that Paul will send out saying, hey, so-and-so just joined Blendcard, to everyone who has one of those cards who has registered it, and saying, come in and get whatever your initial offer is. So that will be how the thing kicks off. And then, like I said before, we'll run a print ad every week that mentions everyone who's a part of it. You'll have a social media presence every single day, and you'll be a part of that link on our website that goes right to the Temple page. And the total would be $150 a month, $1,800 for the whole year. And when you consider what one short run on the radio runs, or any of those things that I mentioned you have to spend money on, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, you're still getting a print presence, an online presence, a social media presence, plus the functionality of that card and access to everybody else's customers in one way or another. We believe that that's a really good value. Such a good value that we're going to have to scramble to keep selling all the other ads that we're selling. Yeah, and so how that's going to work in Iowa City, Paul asked for the money all up front, so people would pay $1,800 up front, and then they would have a year's worth of service. Because we have a relationship with our customers in this market, it's going to be we'd love to take all of the money up front, but we can take half of it up front, $900, and then bill out in even increments over 12 months if you want to for half of it. So some businesses will say, I just want to get it over with, or because of the time of year that it is, some people know that they need to spend some money for tax purposes. That might be a piece of cake because of the time of the month that we're doing it. But we work with a lot of businesses with a lot of different budgets, so we're willing to bill it out however. That always works for us with everything else that we do billing it, and we don't really get caught over the bag too often. So
I think getting on early makes an enormous amount of sense. We're going to do a lot of work to get cards into people's hands, and when they get the card, they go to the website, they click Atumwa that first time, and they see the businesses that are participating. You want to be in that list so that the maximum number of people in this market is introduced to the concept with you being on there and having a deal on there. The first businesses that I got on board in the Iowa City area, which is where I launched it, by far and away have had the most success for a couple of reasons. They've been introduced to every single person that's ever registered a card, whether it's tomorrow or whether it's 6 months from now or 9 months from now. They've got that exposure to those people. But secondarily, the first 25 businesses that we sign up here, we will go out of our way to do additional marketing for you. Like, we have ad units that are going to be going out, we have emails that are going out that we need to fill up, that we want to promote deals. We're going to get this thing humming, and we're going to do extra email marketing and a lot of stuff to get this market going at the beginning. If you're one of the first businesses that come on board, we're appreciative of that, and we're going to push you like crazy. You'll never get more marketing for that price than you will now. That's why we really want as many businesses as we can to jump on board, be our early partners in the market to really get it going. And I think you'll see huge benefits for it. One thing that I know for certain is if you take a look at where people are the most loyal to across our platform, and we look at that kind of data all the time, that first place that they got introduced to the card is 75% of the time the place that they have the most swipes, that they've spent the most money, and all that kind of stuff too. There's a huge value in being one of the businesses that are handing those cards out and getting them into people's hands. So, yeah.
That was my question. I came in late.
Yeah.
How do people get these cards then?
So, a few different ways. The number one way is at the counter at all of the businesses that are in the network. So you're introducing your program to the consumers, across the counter. Join our loyalty program, buy 10 and you get one free. Plus there's a bunch of deals loaded from a bunch of area businesses on there. Just go to the website and register it.
Now, do these cost the businesses?
No, the cards are free. Since it's this collaborative thing, it's just part of the thing. We'll provide as many cards as you can hand out.
But to flood the market early, we will be handing them out at any large employer that we can get to. Connie from the chamber told us today that she thought there'd be no problem getting it into the packing plant, getting it into John Deere. Dr. Dever already agreed.
And I meet with newcomers. That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
right.
there is a gift package for them that I have, and this would be something if I had access to. I could just drop this in.
Absolutely.
I don't know if there's like a pamphlet or anything that you would have.
We've made some marketing. We should talk. We've made some marketing collateral before that I'm sure we could customize. We've glued out of those things to a little, fold thing that lists a bunch of local businesses. The Convention and Visitors Bureau in Iowa City has hotels handing them out at their counter.
Right.
Because when visitors come to the area, this is a way to drive them to local businesses, which is what the Convention and Visitors Bureau's job is. So I'm sure we could come up with some way to add some collateral.
I mean, if it's just,
Yeah.
I was just curious,
Sure.
because from my standpoint, anything I can get in there that's going to drive people to our local business to see what we have is good for someone.
Absolutely.
That's all I can.
Yeah. Cool.